Imagine waking up one morning and discovering the world you knew has vanished. The greatest cities on Earth are gone. Trade has vanished. Kings are dead. Entire civilizations disappear. The most advanced societies of their age collapse almost overnight. For centuries, historians have asked a terrifying question. What could destroy nearly every major civilization at the same time? Was it invasion, climate change, earthquakes, civil war? Or did all of them happen together? Welcome to one of history's greatest mysteries. 3,200 years ago, the Mediterranean world was more connected than you might think. Egypt, Mycenaean Greece, the Hittite Empire, Assyria, Babylon, Canaan, Cyprus. These weren't isolated kingdoms living in fear and ignorance. They were partners in the world's first global economy. Trade routes stretched over thousands of kilometers. Copper from Cyprus, tin from Afghanistan, luxury goods from Mesopotamia, grain from Egypt, ivory, gold. And at the center of it all, bronze. Bronze required copper and tin. But here's the problem. Copper and tin rarely exist in the same place. You needed trade to get both. Without trade, no bronze. Without bronze, no army, no tools, no power. Kings wrote to each other as brothers. They exchanged gifts, married their daughters, built palaces that touched the sky. This was an age of unprecedented prosperity. The Bronze Age world had achieved something remarkable. The first true international system. A network so complex, so interdependent, that it seemed unbreakable. But what happens when that network fails? Around 1200 BC, the world caught fire. Cities begin burning, one after another. Entire kingdoms vanish. The mighty Hittite Empire, gone. Mycenaean palaces, destroyed. Trading ports, abandoned. Writing disappears in some regions for centuries. This wasn't one war. It wasn't a single invasion or a natural disaster in one location. This was a civilization-wide catastrophe. From Greece to Syria, from Anatolia to the Levant, the archaeological record tells the same story. Layers of destruction, ash, abandonment.
Keep moving! Don't look back!
The smoke! I can't see!
In just a few decades, the international system that took centuries to build unraveled completely. But who or what was responsible? In the archives of ancient Egypt, we find one of history's greatest mysteries. The Egyptians called them the Sea Peoples. Massive fleets, families traveling with their possessions, ox carts, warriors with different helmets, different weapons, different origins. Pharaoh Ramses III recorded their arrival in chilling detail. He claimed they came from the islands, that no land could stand before them, that they destroyed everything in their path. But here's the problem. We still don't know who they were. Were they pirates, refugees, invaders, or survivors fleeing another disaster? Some evidence suggests they weren't conquerors at all. They were desperate people, entire communities on the move, women and children, searching for a place to live. Ramses III claimed victory, but the cost was enormous, and the Sea Peoples kept coming. Some settled in Canaan. They became the Philistines. But where did they come from originally? And what forced them to abandon their homes? Perhaps the Sea Peoples weren't the cause of the collapse, but a symptom of something far worse. Today, modern science is revealing a hidden chapter of this story. Tree rings, ice cores, pollen records, lake sediments. These natural archives tell us something terrifying. Around 1200 BC, the climate began to turn against humanity. Evidence suggests decades of severe drought. Not one bad year, not two, but 30, maybe 50 years of failing rains. Harvests failed. Food shortages began. People migrated, governments weakened, armies became harder to support, kings couldn't feed their soldiers, couldn't pay their workers, couldn't maintain their power. A starving kingdom becomes an unstable kingdom, and when people are starving, they don't stay home, they move, they take what they need, they become the Sea Peoples. But drought alone doesn't destroy stone walls, doesn't burn cities to the ground. Something else was coming. One strange theory has emerged from the ruins themselves, the earthquake story. Many cities destroyed during this period show clear earthquake damage. Not just one or two, but dozens. Could massive seismic activity have weakened defences across the entire region? The Eastern Mediterranean sits on active fault lines, and earthquakes don't come alone. One major quake weakens the structures, another finishes the job, a third ensures no one can rebuild. City walls crumble, palaces collapse, granaries are destroyed, and when your defences are broken, invaders don't need to siege you, they just walk in. Maybe, but earthquakes alone cannot explain everything. Why were some cities burned but not shaken? Why did the destruction spread to regions with no major fault lines? There was another force at work, something invisible, something that connected every kingdom to the next.
We must turn back! The route is lost!
The sea is empty. Trade has failed.
This is the domino effect. Tin stops arriving from the east. No bronze. Weapons become scarce. Farming tools disappear. Economies crash. Kings lose authority. Mercenaries aren't paid. Cities revolt. Trade routes vanish. The world's first globalization begins unraveling. Think about our world today. What happens when global shipping stops? When banks fail? When supply chains break? The Bronze Age faced the same nightmare. No kingdom was self-sufficient. Each depended on the others. And when one falls, they all fall. But the destruction didn't stop there. Evidence suggests many kingdoms may have turned on themselves. Riots, rebellions. Political instability, when people are starving, when the gods seem silent, when the king cannot protect them. Trust evaporates. Once people stop trusting their rulers, collapse accelerates civil war. But was this the final cause, or just another symptom? Modern historians increasingly think there wasn't one cause, there were many: climate, famine, migration, sea peoples. Earthquakes, economic collapse. Civil war, trade disruption. Each disaster made the next one worse. Like dominoes, one falls, then another, until the entire ancient world collapses. Then something impossible happened. Afterward, the world went dark. Writing disappears, trade shrinks, cities empty, population falls, knowledge is lost. For hundreds of years, human civilization moves backward. Imagine if today, the internet disappeared, governments collapsed, global shipping stopped, banks failed, electricity vanished. That's the scale of what happened. But the destruction didn't stop there, because from the ashes, something new began to emerge. Despite everything, humanity survived. From the ashes emerged new civilizations. The Phoenicians expanded across the Mediterranean. Iron replaced bronze, stronger, more accessible, requiring no rare tin. Eventually, ancient Greece would rise, Rome would follow. History did not end, but it came frighteningly close. The Bronze Age collapse reminds us that even the greatest civilizations are more fragile than they appear. And perhaps the most unsettling question isn't why they collapsed. It's whether our own interconnected world could face a similar chain reaction someday.